pregame.com.
Welcome back to pregame.tv. I am Steve Fezzik here with Bryan Leonard and Vegas Runner on his 42-18 run that I keep mentioning on his 3 stars.
Thank you.
So I expect a winner out of this game.
You're going to get a winner. We had a good week with videos last week, too, our crew. So they've been, we got to say.
And by the way, I'd like to welcome you to the hair crew.
Huh?
The hair crew.
Yeah, I'm thinning over here.
I spent good money on this rug, so let's
I'm next. I'm next. Vanity, my favorite sin.
Let's not get there. The game we're going to be breaking down here, we're going to be talking about Memphis Grizzlies. They're at Oklahoma City. This is going to be a fascinating handicap. I'm interested to see. We're forecasting with this line. We think it's going to come north of 7, actually. Your thoughts on the game?
At 7, I like Memphis a lot. I'd be willing to take them as low as +6. Memphis is one of those teams that I think is just such an undervalued commodity, and it's not going to change regardless of what their record is. You look at them, they're 29-15 straight up, and 26-17-1 against the spread. And the reason for that is simple. You look at the division they're in, and you have the San Antonio Spurs, one of the best teams in all of the NBA. You have the Dallas Mavericks, who have a down year this year, but still, they're the Dallas Mavericks. They won the NBA championship not long ago. And you even have the Houston Rockets that are going to get more press than Memphis. Because of that, I just think they're always going to remain undervalued. And when you're playing one of the best teams in the NBA, like Oklahoma City, which is such a public team, I think that's the perfect storm to where you go in and you know you're getting the best of the number. Couple that with the fact this is a revenge situation. Granted, they played back in November, which is a long time ago. But I think most bettors look at the season series, and it looks like a revenge spot because Memphis did beat them in Oklahoma City. The line was only 5.5 there.
How many of these players do you think remember that game?
No, none.
Right.
None do. But the perception
Unless it was like a back-to-back, I think.
Exactly. Or they got in a fight, something happened, something personal happened, a reason to remember. I agree with you because the NBA season's so long. And then you add the fact that Mike Conley, the guard, 13 points a game, isn't 100%, didn't play last night. And to me, it's just all that is the perfect storm to get an undervalued team. And again, just because you have an undervalued team doesn't mean you want to go out there and blindly bet them. But when it's a quality team like Memphis, who's #1 in points allowed defensively, you're going to give me a team that could play defense that's undervalued. I'm going to bet them every time.
What do you think about this Memphis squad, Bryan?
Yeah, I think a lot of the way you win in the NBA is thinking contrarian. And you pointed out a couple of these things. You got Oklahoma City coming back home off a 3-3 road trip, rested, playing at home. Oklahoma City is actually 8-2 against the spread off of a loss, but Memphis is also off of a loss, and they're 8-5-1 on the season off of a loss. But, you know, they're playing in revenge because they did lose that game earlier to Memphis. Some concerns I have with Memphis, though, is they traded away some of their lesser players to Cleveland the other day, so they don't have a lot of depth.
3 deep. Yeah. Without Conley, it's 3 deep.
Yeah, in this team right now in Memphis, one night they can look really good, and it is very strange because it seems like they play up or down to their competition. When they play a really good team, that's when they shock them. But they could turn around and lose to the Cleveland Cavaliers or the Toronto Raptors. So it's a team right now, as you could tell, young in a lot of stages because they're not to that point where they can go into the playoffs and say, this is how you get the job done. So I think you're going to find the value on Memphis here, and that's the only way I'd look.
Very good. Now, Vera, I know you're the guy that always likes to sprinkle a little bit on.
A little something on the money line. You have to.
Now, I know the money line, you probably get like +260. I'm thinking another way to get a +260 in this game, maybe because we talk about Memphis and their defensive prowess. Do we parlay maybe a piece of our bet to the under in this game? Is Memphis correlated with the under? Absolutely,
especially when you add the fact, and I'm telling you, I've done well this year with the NBA. And it's always with games where they've already played each other.
Familiarity helps the deep.
That and the way that it's just the line is such a reflection of what happened the first time around. Meaning, if it flew over, they're going to adjust it more than they should. If it stayed way under, they're going to adjust the total more than they should.
Portland and the Clippers, they went way over.
And next time, right back. Exactly. And these two, Memphis not being a high-scoring team, put up 107 on Oklahoma City when they did play, and the final score was 204 points. So I think you're going to get one of those situations where the total's inflated too. So I like that Memphis and under.
Right. I think personally I would be more likely to do that just because I'm a little worried about Rudy Gay being afraid he's going to get traded and
rest
some of
assured.
that talk and the like. Let's go ahead and make it official.
Let's do it. Grizzlies at Oklahoma City. I'm going to go ahead and take the dog plus the 6, plus the 7. Get whatever you can. I do agree with Steve that you may want to look to parlay him with the under if you're not comfortable laying a little something on that money line. Sprinkle a little something. Tough place to win, Oklahoma City, but I definitely think Memphis could get the cover. Here's a team that's #1 in the NBA in points allowed defensively, and they're 4th in free throw shooting percentage. That's what you want from a team that covers. You want to make sure they're able to hit their free throws. Nothing more frustrating than losing a cover, then looking on the box score and seeing they only shot 55% from the free throw line. That's not going to happen with Memphis. I like the Grizz.
Very good. Now, I tried to talk Bryan Leonard into the Pro Bowl betting the NFC. He was going to have none of it. Are we able to talk you into Memphis here?
This is an actual game that people care about, so I'm more interested in this.
Hey, as long as it puts Benjamins into my wallet, that's what I care about. Very good breakdown. We got VR's best bet here in the NBA. When we return here at pregame.tv, I will go ahead and be breaking down an NBA game, and I'll be talking about the New Orleans Hornets here.
The Pelicans.
Correct. Yeah,
soon to be Pelicans.
How can you have Flamingos? How can you have the New Orleans Speeds, the Mardi Gras? How do you come up with Pelicans?
I don't know. It's a nice logo. It's a nice logo.
And, well, the Utah has the Jazz, so why not? Stick with us here at pregame.tv.